Hi, this is Olaolumoronkola from Lamp Media Touch. Today, I want to show you how to create a professional invoice using Coreldraw. Let's get it started. So, first thing you need to do is to start a new document. If you are starting from scratch, you start a new document and you select an A4. That's the minimum paper size we use here. So you select an A4, you can select different sizes. Though I would like to, maybe I should design in A5. You can look for A5 size. So this is A5 size. So instead of selecting A4, but when we are printing, you can still set the paper we want to print as A4 because 2 of A5 give us A4, give us one A4. So when you want to print, you can just place 2 A5 on an A4, then you print it out. So but because the size I want to print on now is just A5, so let me make my design on A5. So to minimize, most of the invoices that we find around there are usually A5 because we don't want them to be too big to be carried about. Though there are some people that offer goods of larger quantity, they might use bigger size of invoice, but in our case we just want to go with A5 size so that when we print it out it will not be too big. Most of the ones I've been doing, they are in A5. So once you select this one, you come here. Since we are taking our design for printing, so if you are going to make it into color or just one color, so you just leave this one as the primary color mode for your design as CMYK. Then the unit of measurement here, so you can leave it as millimeter, but me, I prefer to use inches. So I prefer to leave my unit of measurement in inches. So remember, we've chosen A5 with the column. You can, from scratch, you can give your design name. You can give it a name from here. Let's say invoice, or let's say business invoice. So this is the name that will appear when you are trying to save it. So you can give it name from here, from the creating a new document dialog. So once you are done, the resolution, you leave it at 300. The orientation, you leave it at portrait. So once you are done setting this one, so you can click OK. So here now we have our new document opened. So you can see that since I've not selected anything, the paper size here is A5. All the settings I choose for the document is already here. Let's start arranging our invoice. So we need to get the name of the business we want to design for. I think I have some name here, so this is the name. So let me paste it here where I need it. So this is the business name I just generated. It's just a random business name. It's not a particular address for anybody. The phone number is just randomly picked, and the email is not for anybody. It's just a random generated name. So how do we start from here? So you need to first indicate your margin, where you want things to go and where you don't want your text to reach. Like this is our complete paper. You have to decide the margin. So in order for you to choose the margin, you can just create a banding box. So we create a banding box. I double click on the box here. So and immediately I duplicate, there is an automatic box that is created around the entire page. So the box will fit into the entire page. So what are we now doing now is that maybe we are removing some amount, so some value. So you might just, what you need to do now is you don't really need to put the exact value. You can just use your eyes to gauge it, but if you want some measurements to be done, you can input the value here. But the thing I do, but in my own case, the thing I do is just to do some try and error. So bring this one inside. So how do I do this is that I hold down shift and I stretch this one inside like that. So it's like I've removed some value from the sides. So but because I hold shift to adjust the size, so the size is being adjusted on both sides. So looking at this place too, you can simply adjust the lower part too. So for the upper part, you can leave it this way because the margin here will be more than the margin on the other side of the paper. So usually there is always a place where the receipt will be gripped. There are some receipts that is being pinned on the side like this, and there are some that will be pinned or at the edge like this. So in my own case, I want to prevent that the receipt will be pinned at the edge. So I need to leave a margin where the pin will hold the receipt. So here at the top here, we need to draw a straight line. The straight line can span through the edge of the page. So what's the size from here to here? So the size from here to here is 5.8275. You can copy the size, then select the line, then paste the size of the horizontal length here. You press enter. So now we have the length of this line now is the same as the length of the page, but now the way we are seeing it is not yet at the center of the page. So what you need to do to bring this line to the center of the page is to come to align and distribute, then you click on center. Ensure that this button here has been selected. That's when you need to align to page. When you are selecting just one object or two and you want the object to align to page, so this is where you click, then you click this one. So this one will align to the center. So now I've just chosen a particular length from here to here. So let's see the measurement. Let's see the size. What is the size from here, from the top here to the edge here? You can know that size by setting your zero origin to be at the edge of the page here. Then you can set that one to be, maybe this is 0, this is 0.25.5, and this is 0.75. 0.75. So our line can start from that one. So I'm going to move this line forward to meet up with this ruler guide I've just moved. So you have to hold control so that the line will not go out of place. So I think it's okay like that. So that one will be the from this edge to this place is where the pin where the from this here to this place is the edge where the receipt will be stitched together, will be banded together. So it's usually banded and it will be put together with a very giant pin. So the line here is that line that will be perforated, so that after the receipt has been issued, it can be easily teared off. You can increase the line of this one to like 2, then add the dotted line that will guide the perforator whenever they want to perforate. Because after you design and you finish printing, you have to take the original copy side, you have to perforate this place with the perforating machine. So after you perforate, you can now stitch everything together with the duplicate. Then after the original has been issued, the original can be teared off from the main booklet of the receipt. So once you are done with this one, so we can now continue inserting the name. So we are going to be using paragraph text, and we are going to be using artistic text. Let's say I cut out this one, so I will just click anywhere, then paste paste this one, then choose a very bold or big font, any font that fits. If the person you are working with has a specific font they want to use, you can ask for the font, or you choose a font that is fit for the work you are doing. Then you have to be note this place too. The same margin you put from here to here, you have to set up that same margin from this perforating line to the edge where your work will begin. So you can just put it like that. So let's assume this is this line. So you can now adjust this one down at this point, so using your eyes to gauge it, and you can actually give it a particular size. You can give it a particular size. So how do you set up the size? You can simply use the ruler guide. Also, after you have set the ruler origin to 0 here, so you can say from this edge to this edge, maybe you choose 0.25. so this place too, and set the 0 origin here too. Then you just measure backward, so 0.25. So now you can adjust our margin backward. So the same thing you can do for here too. You can set the 0 origin to this place, then you measure backward using the horizontal bar, so 0.25. so this one needs to be drawn down. So the same way with this one, this one is not touching. So the same way with this one, you set the 0 origin here, then you measure from the horizontal, so 0.25. so this one becomes our new margin, where your text should not go outside. So now we can continue our designing. So this one needs to be at the center too, so you can just click on this one, since you are selecting only this one. This is the name, so you can just remove this box that we have drawn, or you leave it there. Since we already have our ruler guide, you can delete this box. So this one will continue to, the ruler guide will continue to guide whatever we are doing. This one is not correct. This one should be from 0. If this one is from 0, so from here to here will be 0.25. This is 0.25. So it's now correct. So the next thing we need to do is to input the address. So the same way, paste the address, choose a font, you put it at the center too. You can make this one as its reference. You hold shift, then you click on the bigger text, the Nigeria, then you press C on your keyboard. So let's change the font of this one too, and you can also change the alignment to center, so that by the time you are making any changes, the change will be revolving around the center axis of the text. So let's choose another font for this one. Let's choose this nice font. So after that, I can change this one to italics since it is the address. So the next thing is to add the phone number. So in some cases, you need to add the services being rendered by the business. Some business we want their service to be displayed. So you can list the services under this place, and if the business has a logo, you can put the logo here. And if there are some other images related to the business that you want to put, you can also put it on this side. You can put the services under here and put the address in 2 line. So let's say this one, let me change this one to left alignment, then the address here, then email here. So what is the size of this one? Size of this one is 12. Let's still maintain it at 12. Let's change all the fonts together. So this one here, this one here. So we are trying to create space. So now this one and this one, are they starting from the same place? So you have to make one a reference. So I select this one first, then I later select this one, then I press T so that they will align to the top. This one are now aligned to the top. So this one that is created separately is now here, but I want this one and this number 2 to be aligned to the left. So I make this one as a reference. So select this one, then I press L. So now it has been aligned to the left. So the service, so I need to duplicate one of these, move this, then you right click before you release it. So let's say, what are they doing? Let's say they do DTF, UV, print, and sublimation. So let's assume this is the service they render. So we are done with the header section of the invoice. So there will be a place where we need to indicate what we are really designing. So I will draw a box. The box will also be at the center. So to make everything to make this one to be at the center of the page, I need to click this one as the reference, then press C, then give it a solid color. That's how I usually do mine. So this one, let me duplicate this one down here, then you type invoice. So you can just simply put invoice. So note that the text is in front of the shape, so the text is already at the front, so you just give it a color. So I'm changing this one from italics to another thing, then I need to choose another bold font so that it will stand out. So this is to indicate that this is an invoice and not another business document. So this is an invoice, and you have to put it there so that you not be mistaken for another document. So another session we need to do, let me duplicate this file, this text again. So press enter. So I press plus to duplicate it, so I move it down. So I move this one down in order to input this feed where we have the name. So this is the name of the person that is receiving the invoice. So you have to push it down a bit, and it doesn't really need to be long because it will just be the identity of the person, the name of the person, or the name of the company buying anything from the business owner. So the next line, this one is we have to type them together to an artistic text. So this one you have to put phone number as you want, then you have to put address. So that is it. So because this is an artistic text, this one might not be rhyme, but if I want to force everything to rhyme, I can change it to full justified. So everything is now justified. In your own case, you can also change it to paragraph text to make it fit. So I need to remove this one from being italics so that it will be different from what we have here. So the next thing I need to do is to put some space in between, because things will be written on the line, so they are supposed to be enough space. So the next field we need is the field for the date and the receipt number. It is very, very important that receipt has a number, so that number will be used to reference if at all, if there's any issue after the purchase has been made, or after the invoice has been issued. So the invoice has to have a number, because that's the number that will be used to reference the original with the duplicate that is left with the business owner. Then under the number, there should be date too. So let me use another text box for that one. You can decorate this place as much as you want, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I just want to make it simple. So I just want to make it simple. Yeah, so now we are done with this area. We are done with the header. So now we are going to the actual section where the items that have been purchased will be listed. So on that section, we used to have, let me duplicate this one so that we use that one to create the list of the items. So we have the column for quantity, then the column for description of what is being bought, the column for the rate at which each of those items have been bought, then the amount. So I think 4 columns is okay. The amount, so it means that the rate will be multiplied by the quantity, and it will now be the total will now be put here, depend on how the business owner want to do it. But these 4 columns are very, very important. Now onto the rows. Let's create the row. So I'm going to be using table in Coreldraw 2022. So when you want to locate the table, you come to the text here and you come to table. You will see this black arrow under here. So this black arrow, you put down your mouse on it, so it will bring out the rest of this one. Then you click on table, and now you insert the number of rows that we have that you want to put. Let me go for, let's say 12, or let's say 13. One will be for the header, the other 12 will be for the list of items. So, and the column, the second row here is for the column. So how many columns do we have? Just have 4. So once you are done with the insertion of this one, then you can simply come here and draw. You can let your mouse intercept with the ruler guide here, then draw all over. So note that there will still be some information that will go under here, so you will not want your table to go bigger than it's supposed to go. So after you are done, you can simply adjust this one, because this one's supposed to be at the center at the top. So you can, so I'm trying to click on the text is not coming up. So the next thing I will do is to highlight over this text from where nothing can be touched. So I've highlighted the text, then you press Ctrl Shift page up. So this will bring the text upward. So now this column is a bit big, so you go back and select the table tool. So when your table is still being selected, you go back to your table tool, then you drag this line like this, so that there will be enough room for the description, because quantity is usually figures. You just write 1, 2 or 22, so it's usually figures, so they can still be written within this cell. So but for the description, it might be a lengthy word, and the amount too might be lengthy, so we have to have enough space. So let me adjust this one to come towards the center, and this one's too. So we are done with that. So for this table now, if I want to do some settings, maybe I want to just so for the table now, I want the header to be different. I want the header to have some solid color. What I will do is to hold Ctrl and click on the cell on each cell. So this cell now, let's say I want to give it black. So this cell, I can give it black. Then I select this cell too, give it black. So this cell, give it black, choose the color picker. So this cell, give it black. This one black. This one is supposed to be black, dark black. Then the text, in order for the text to come out, so let me change the text to white. So I'm done with this one. Now for this area, let's say this is the last row. I don't want this code cell to have line. So what I need to do, you hold Control, you click on this cell, you come here and select the section where you don't want the row, the lines to show. Let's say you want to give this left line, you want to remove color from this left line, just come here and select no color. So I select the left line. You can see that the left line is having blue color, so it means that this left line will have any effects that I pick from here. So now if I want to remove this column from here too, I just come here, the bottom line. I don't want the bottom line there, so you just come here and choose no color for the bottom. We are done with this cell. So let's come to this cell 2. So I don't want the bottom line there, select no color. I don't want the left line for this one, I select no color. So for this ones too, for this one too, I will do the same thing. The left line no color, then the bottom line no color. So this section will be for the total of everything. Even this section too, you can give it a kind of fade color, gray, so that's where the total will be. So there used to be some description here, like goods received in good condition are not returnable. So that's to note that if a buyer is leaving the store, the buyer should check the good is receiving very well before leaving the store. So you can put that notification here, and you can also put, let me duplicate this one and put this one here. This one should be black, so you can put total here, so that we know that whatever you are writing in front of here should be total. So you can put the currency there, so that you not bother of writing the currency. So if you want to put the currency, let's say you put N, I'm putting Nigerian Naira, so you need to put our symbol, the double stroke over the N. So to do that, you highlight the N, then you come to the property here, then you look for the text. Since you highlighted the text, so this text property will surely come up. Just come to the A section here, which is the characters section, then you look for this. At times it might be closed like this, so you have to look for this arrow, then it will drop down, then you click on this AB, then you click on double thing. Now once you are done with that one, so you can now proceed with the last section of the design, which is, let me duplicate this one again. You can just move your text, then you right click before you remove your left click, or you press the plus button on your keyboard, or you press Ctrl C to copy, Ctrl V to paste. Those are the ways, but I prefer using that right clicking stuff. It makes the work fast. So here you will need to write the total amount in words. So you add some line. How do I add this line? I hold shift, then I'm pressing this dash button on the keyboard. So once you reach here, you press enter, you draw another line, because when you are writing in words, it might cover like 2 lines like this. You have to move this one up a bit, then you have to put enough space in between. So you go to the text tool and you drag this one down. Shape tool, you pick shape tool, then you drag this one down a bit. And the last section now, where the receiver and the financial secretary or the person in charge will sign. So here you put a line, then you write customers signature. So put down at the center, then duplicate it here and put managers signature. So that's it. We've just designed a simple invoice, a professional invoice. And this section you can put icons to represent what these things are really are. You can put phone number here, phone icon here, you can put email icon here, you can put location icon here. So let me see if I can get all those icons where I saved all these icons. So just put them off. You might also have the EPS or the vector function of all these icons on your system, so that it will be easy for you to change. You can have the EPS or SVG version of all these icons on your system. This is for the location, and for the phone number you can pull up this one. So this is reduce the size. Then for the email, so the size, reduce it. So that's it. This is an invoice. Let's remove the ruler guide so that we can see what you have done alone. I don't need to delete the ruler guide. I can just hide them for a while. So this is a full invoice for this business, and this will just be exported out and printed like that. I hope you've learned something. Thank you for staying with me this far. I really appreciate for you for watching this short video. I hope you've gained something, and I would like you to please like and share it to anyone that you feel we love to learn how to make this. You can also let me know if there's anything I've rushed through that you don't really understand how I did it. So you can let me know so that I can know what to prepare for next time. There's a lot to learn, even concerning this receipt that we just did, even concerning the table and so many things. But the time will not just permit us. So see you next time. Bye bye.